I guess first we'll talk about Trevor and Nolan. I mean, Nolan, three years of 40 homers. Trevor, but for the last, especially month, it looks like they've given special consideration to making pitchers throw them strikes and they're on base and everything is up.
You know, it's something that, you know, we talk about a lot. I know that Mags and Sally and the offensive guys talk about it all the time about, you know, our improvement of, you know, at times accepting the walk when pitchers are throwing the ball outside the zone. I mean, there's a fine line about being aggressive, being ready every pitch to hit, but I think, you know, ultimately, I think Nolan, Trevor, Chuck, and, you know, hopefully the younger players coming up will realize that there's long-term value to taking a walk, because ultimately, if pitchers realize that you'll take the walk, they'll have to start throwing you strikes. And you look at the best hitters across the game, in the history of the game, they take their walks. And, you know, that's a you know, conversation we have with our guys. But, you know, I mean, a lot of players are just wired to hit. They want to hit, and the only way you hit is if you swing the bat. But there's a component of swinging strikes, taking balls, accept the walk, pass the baton to the next guy, and the same guy does the same thing. So I've sensed that Trevor and Nolan both are understanding that concept, and they're doing it out on the field.
Sandwich between Trevor and Nolan is Garrett Hampson. Probably you can argue it was his best offensive game and defensively too. What have you seen about Garrett over the last month?
Well, I think, you know, Spilly, there was you know, a lot of discussion about his high leg kick and the movement of his hands. You know, some mechanical things with his swing that I think he got away with in the minors that you know, that made it a little difficult for him in the big leagues. And he's worked hard with our hitting guys to soften the leg kick to a toe tap and make it easy and make the hands a little bit more steady with not as much movement, keeping the head still. And it's a process. So for him to do this in the big leagues, you know, in competition over time, that's hard, right? I mean, because naturally you want to do what you normally have done as a minor league player and what you've done, you know, in your career. But to his credit, he's made some changes and worked his ass off to make this change. And I think we're starting to see the benefits of that.
When you think of the way the season's gone, I mean, it's nice to see him hit, but to see the defensive effort these guys still make.
Yeah. Oh, well, you know, it's awesome, Trey. I think that, you know, one thing I learned when I got here was how, you know, how these guys felt about playing defense. And it starts from the big guys. It starts from Nolan and Trevor. You know, when DJ was here, you know, all our guys, you know, our outfielders are, you know, they work hard and they're working on their game too. But, you know, defense, I think in our park is such a priority that, you know, it's never not on all of our minds every day from, you know, first day of spring training through the season. I mean, Stu and Giddy and, you know, Red with our catchers and just the defense conversation. I'm sure that, you know, when Spilly was here, just our park is tough. I mean, our park is tough to play defense because it's spacious, and every out is precious, right? So if we can prevent as many base runners as possible via our defense, it only helps us win.
But for Jeff tonight, another good outing for him, but it seemed like he was battling himself. Did you see?
It was, I mean, Drew, he walked 6 guys. He walked 5, 1 intentional. Ball strike ratio wasn't great, but, you know, I told him after the game that, you know, his last 40 pitches were better than his first 50. I mean, hey, he battled, man. I love how he pitched. He competed, but hey, Hampson made a play. We got a line drive double play in the first. You know, we got a stolen base. We picked him up, but he kept battling, man. So good for him, and he's making strides, and he's maturing. And I'll give him that he battled tonight and hung in there. Like I said, the last 40 were pretty good.
Is there something different, because these are the times, it's easier when things are clicking for you, we've seen when stuff isn't clicking for him, that it totally falls apart, and it didn't tonight, to your
Well,
point.
he got in there, but he got in there and he, you know, we picked him up a little bit, but, there's been progress with Jeff in a lot of areas. Mentally, some mechanical things we're working on, he's doing fine, and I'm proud of him for a lot of the things that he's expressing to us and the communication stuff, and it's maturity for Jeff. It's awesome.
But he, at the back end, the last week or so, Carlos Estevez and Jairo Diaz, like, really
Right.
gotten some great opportunity. What have you seen? What do you
Yeah,
like?
again, I think, you know, pitching with a great deal of confidence, you know, no doubt they got good stuff, and they're pounding the strike zone and making the other teams beat them, that's what I like, they're trusting their stuff in the hitting area. You know, even Myers got the swinging bunt, but yet he went right after Naylor, got the double play ball. Carlos was aggressive in his inning. You know, these guys, you know, I said it, I think earlier today about, you know, where they are, you know, building that foundation of confidence, and what they need to do as big league pitchers to, you know, move forward next year and the year after that to be integral parts of our bullpen. So proud of those guys.